this guy is the first one not to. Anyways, I'm gonna start the video right here. I think it's only gonna be like 3-4 minute video, but I'm gonna talk about beginner bikes and my thoughts on them, because I've been riding for 7 months now, right around there. This is what I started on the street with. Prior to this, which this is a 2009 Ducati Monster 696. But prior to this bike, I had a little bit of experience for a month or two when I was like 17, 18 in my old neighborhood on some pit bikes and some little 250 Hondas, like 80s models. So a little bit of experience. Those are technically my first bikes, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to give my thoughts now that I've been actually out on the street in the wilderness with the cagers and everything for about 7 months now. I don't think there's a top starter bike. Hey, look, it's a fucking Civic dude. I'll have to add him. Where was I? What was my thought? Oh yeah, starter bikes. I don't think there's a top one. I don't even think there's like a top 3 or 10. I think there's ones people can learn on. But I think the main thing is you have to look at yourself and like review how you're gonna ride it, and like how you're going to actually be riding in traffic, and if you think you have the self-control to start on a bigger bike. Because I think any bike, is that a cop behind me or a scooter? I think any bike you can start on. I think you can start on a Grom. People say don't start on Groms because you're not going to learn throttle control. But Groms are good because you're going to be comfortable on it because of how small it is. And you can't hurt yourself if you fuck up with the throttle. You can start on 300s and 400s, but you don't get the power out of them. And they're bigger than a Grom, so you don't have the funny size factor on them. And you can start on 600s. Honestly, this is like 703, I think, is the CCs, but it's a naked bike, so it's not a full sport bike. So I have like torque and stuff, like enough where I can fuck myself up if I'm not being aware of what I'm doing, which you can do on any bike. And honestly, on this bike, when I first got it, it was like a week before I took my MSF, and I didn't ride it. I didn't have time. Not even to hop on it and take it around the block once. And I stayed, like on the weekends, I would practice on this bike after my MSF course. I'd practice in my neighborhood because I just wasn't comfortable enough to take this out on the road. I was pretty nervous with people getting behind me because around my neighborhood they were following me like fucking crazy close, and it was uncomfortable. And not only that, a couple of times when I was riding this around my neighborhood, like I wouldn't take corners right, and I go into people's yards. But I'm just gonna be honest about it because this is what I quote unquote started on. So I don't think there's a list. Now, if you're looking for a budget bike, that's good to get into. I think Groms would probably fit that pretty well. You can find like an old Mule Blast, and those have old Harleys in them, Harley Motors, and they reach like 80 miles per hour or 75 or something, I think. So a tiny bit faster than a Grom. But I also know people who have started on like 1000s and 750s and this and that. So I think you have to determine that yourself. So I'm 24. Motherfucker, you're not 24 anymore. I am 25 now, but I bought my bike and started riding when I was 24. So, I can go just a second. But if I bought this bike when I was like 17, 18 learning to ride, honestly, I didn't have the discipline or the self-control that I have now. And even now, I still have a little bit of an ego because I'm still a young person. But I think that's really just the main thing. I don't think there's a specific bike. If there's a bike you want, you should get that bike. If you're confident that you can handle and respect the bike, you should get that bike, because then you're not going to have to upgrade to that bike. You know what I mean? If you can afford the bike at the time. If you really want to get into bikes and your budget's the case, then just get what you can afford. Why does it do that sometimes? Get what you can afford. It's not what you can just start riding, you know? I don't know. I might not even post this video. I feel like it's more of like a rambling type deal. But, hey, you know, if you seen this, you seen this. If you ain't, you ain't, you know? You feel me? Anyways, I'm at work now. It should have only been like a 7-minute video, I think. Think about that. Something like that. Be about right. Made it on time too. Also, side note, invest in gear. I don't have pants on. I have pants in my closet, but when I come to work, I'm not trying to go into the bathroom and change my pants, which I know that's just an excuse, but I have gloves. I have a couple pairs of gloves, a couple helmets now. If anything, make sure you get a good helmet. And if you can't get anything else, just make sure the helmet's like good. I would do both ECE and DOT certification if you can. You know, you feeling me? Feeling it? Just because ECE is really the rating you want, so if you can only get one rating, get ECE. It's a European standard, I think, is what it is. Just the better standard. You know? I'll probably do a different video. I want it more formatted than this. Anyways, I'm done talking. Alright, bye-bye. Love you.